You're going to behave as if you're going to your child's game or performance. This is the great metaphor. Wherever I go, people always remember this one. What do you do, like if your kids are playing soccer, right? You go and you make sure that their uniform is clean and that they've eaten, and you drive them to the field, and then they jump out of the car and they run off with their team, and then where do you go? You go and you stand behind the sidelines, right behind the white line. And you stand there and your job is to cheer for your team. Yay, cheer for your kid, yay, right? You don't coach them, because those are the bad parents on the other side. The out-of-town parents. And here's the bottom line, you don't jump onto the field and kick the ball into the net because you can, or because you've always wanted to and you never had the chance to, or because you've got to win the game. And yet, we jump onto the field all the time. We step over the white line all the time. What am I talking about? What are white line violations? Every time you use the word our, we will be applying to BC. Do we need an interview? Every time you say, oh, we won the game. Every time you use the word we when it was your child, you're on the field, step off the field, back behind the white line. Pronoun abuse is a big problem. And here's the reason why. Because what message are you sending to your child? That they just can't do it on their own. Right? In their moment of power, and an initiation is a moment of power, in their power walk of initiation, when you go up and you start using the word our, you break the legs right out from under you. You say, I'm sorry, honey, you're not good enough to do that. You need me. So that's a white line violation. How many people here have already visited colleges? You've gone on the tours? Did you notice this? Did you notice that all the questions are asked by the parents? Crazy things. I was out in California with my daughter last year on a tour, and it's really true. This tour guide says, how many people here plan to major in music? And all these parents raise their hands. They elbowed the students out of the way to squeeze into the little rooms on the tour. What do the bedrooms look like? Oh, let me see. You know, how much dust is here? Do the sinks work? Excuse me, you don't go to college. And all the kids are out in the hallway waiting for the parents to finish up. And not the least bit upset by it, by the way. So that's a white line violation. So here's the deal. What I did with my daughter on the way out, I took a leave from her. She says to me on the plane on the way out, she says, okay, Mom, we're going to have some ground rules. Okay, she says, first rule, you're not allowed to ask any question that I have not previously pre-approved. Okay. Second rule, if it's a large tour group, you can walk with me. If it's a small tour group, you have to walk far away. Okay. Last rule, she says, under no circumstances are you to tell anybody what you do for a living. True. I said, true. Okay, that's the deal, right? And you know what? That was great. Because otherwise I would have gone in there, excuse me, college admissions dean. I would have been out of control, right? But I did it because I thought, ooh, don't want to piss my daughter off. I want to be a good mother. So work out your agreements in advance. For those of you who are going to visit colleges, work out in advance what the ground rules are going to be so that when you're actually in that moment, your child must take the lead. It's her or his initiation. You're not going to write or edit the application essays. I know you'd never do that. I know nobody in this room would ever do that. Not in Concord. Not the town of authors. There's like one author for every 3 people in this town. I am one now, by the way. But this is a serious problem because I know the parents think, oh, well, we can't leave that job to them. I mean, this is too important. I mean, he can't write that well. I mean, I got to help him. What message are you sending to your child? And as an admissions officer, I'm telling you right now, we need to hear the authentic voice of your kid. We need to hear that. I want to know who your child is through their own words. So that's a major white line violation. If you're starting to sit there and write their essays for them, you are firmly on the field. That might even be a red card violation. Reading your child's mail. If you read your child's mail without their permission, please stop that right now. Please do not invade their privacy. You would never do that to a neighbor. It may even be illegal to do that to a neighbor, so do not do that to your child. And white line violation, picking a college based on your own desire to go there. That was one of my favorites, personal favorites, because I was thinking, oh, well, I'm going to go visit you, so I'd like to go visit you someplace nice. What about that school?